Person for the group? Sure, Steph. No. it, or if. Okay. So one of the first things, I mean, I know you can you could probably have covered a variety of subjects, but maybe pick the one that everybody jumped in on it, and then you can share the rest.
Well, I think. What's that?
I got it.
The thing that is for everybody is the extravagant way that God answers prayer. Ridiculous. And things that we could have never pulled off on our own. Like Leo's job. That's epic. Yeah.
Okay, did you hear what you had? So I guess they were talking about how it was, if I'm getting this correctly, you all jumped in on how God answers prayer, and it's phenomenal how it goes. So maybe you guys were sharing about prayers that were answered for each one of you and how it was answered.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's the big one.
You were the last one to speak, so they gave it to you.
All right, so our group, we had a lot to say, but to like sum up and put it under a banner, we talked about in this time, yeah, it is a time of pandemic, but a time of life and the seasons in life that we're going through is learning to just be courageous in the waiting. And there's a lot of transition going on, hence we're in this season. But even just life in general has transitioned from jobs to relationships to moving to places, from place to place. And so we talked about like what it looks like how are we waiting? Are we complaining in waiting? Are we being courageous in waiting? Are we being loving in the waiting? Are we even listening in the waiting and in our stories with the Lord? Like what are the dialogues looking like? How are we hearing God? What is the Lord speaking to as we go into a time of transition? And that's the life that we're currently living. So talked about that. You guys want to add anything else? Yeah, but there is hope, and we reflected on in the waiting that the Lord is present. And so we're thankful.
Nobody? Huh? That was it? Okay. Nobody needs the Elvis. Okay. So they've been pointing at you. Oh, you're the voice. No, that's me.
Well, honesty is the best policy. So we all sat down, and none of us knew what we were supposed to discuss. And we secretly were spying on other people, going up to Uncle Cleo and maybe reaffirming what the question was. However, we did feel led to gather as ministry. Forgive us for not adhering to your instructions. But it was something that needed to happen. That being said, only 3 of us in the group had a chance to share, but it seemed like the theme between the 3 of us, I can speak for, was consistent, and it had to do with current life situations and feeling like there is no control, and really having to intentionally seek out God for guidance and wisdom, and even for peace and understanding, and kind of listening, bouncing off what Lori said. I mean, it's like everything going on outside in the world is kind of chaotic, and it does affect our everyday lives. Without getting too far into it, Sonny recently came out of quarantine, went to Canada, got turned down, had to fly back home, and then quarantine for 14 days. Tiana and myself, between being self-employed and Tiana now taking on homeschooling, as well as being a leader in the church, it's just life circumstances have been a bit challenging, I can say, for the three of us. And it's really a time of really kneeling before God and asking for like complete divine wisdom. Anyway, yeah.
So, just curious, as you maybe heard some of their stuff when they shared, and I'm sure there's more to it, and when you folks, your groups heard what this group was sharing, and then when you heard what they were sharing, did different things kind of go off in your mind, like, I mean, occur to you?
Different groups, like how he is working in 2 other groups.